And joining me on Newshour Direct is Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, Union Law and Information Technology Minister. Very good evening to you, Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, and congratulations. What a victory it's been for India at the global stage. At least it's step one in the direction to prove that Pakistan is a rogue state and that it was behaving in a rogue manner, not giving a fair trial to an Indian citizen, Kulbhushan Jadhav.
Well, Navika, thanks a lot. Yes, it was the leadership of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the teamwork in Ministry of External Affairs, the Law Ministry, and above all, the sterling performance by Mr. Harish Salve. I wish to congratulate him. I saw him on your channel. He did a great job. But Navika, you rightly explained that Pakistan's rogue stature is standing exposed day by day. And I have got the entire petition before me, Navika. What did we say? On the 25th of March, India was 2016. 4 dates, Navika. Your viewers needs to know on an important channel like Times Now that he has been arrested. We sought 13 consular access requests, all turned down. In January 2017, that means almost nearly a year, they said an FIR is there, you give assistance in the investigation to Pakistan. Again we said, unless you give counter access, how can we know what are the charges, how they have been treated? Nothing was done. On the 10th of April 2017, very important, a press release comes that the military court has decided to award him capital punishment. Okay? And the army chief has confirmed it. On the same day, India receives a letter, you are yet to give assistance in the investigation in relation to the crime of Kulbhushan Jadhav. See the farce. They are publicly declaring his execution order and also the affirmation by the army chief. A farce trial was there. That's the first thing. Second thing is, this Vienna Convention has been voluntarily agreed to by India and Pakistan both. Yes, go ahead.
Sir, the question here is that all of these issues... No, our viewers have been debating this with us for several days now, Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, and they know the history of the case and all the steps taken by Pakistan to vitiate fair trial for Kulbhushan Jadhav. My question to you tonight is, this is a battle as of now that's half won, Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, because we need to ensure that Pakistan complies with the verdict given by the International Court of Justice.
Yes, you are very right, and for that I seek your indulgence and that of your viewers to read 2 lines. Number 1, Pakistan refused to give an assurance that he will not be executed. Thereafter, what orders they pass? Let me read 3 lines. Pakistan shall take all measures at disposal to ensure that Mr. Jadhav is not executed pending the final decision in this proceeding, and shall inform the court of all the measures taken in implementation of the present order. Categorical, unambiguous and clear. Therefore, I would say, Navika, this order has been passed after hearing the sterling performance of Harish Salve, I compliment him, and Pakistani lawyer, after hearing both the sides. Therefore, Pakistan today stands at the bar of international justice system. That is a big test for Pakistan. And today on your channel, I would like to tell my Pakistani friends something. Just a minute. Ajmal Kasab killed Indians with impunity in Mumbai 2008 massacre. Government of India gave him a lawyer at the trial court level, a big lawyer at the High Court level, and an eminent lawyer, Raju Ramchandran, at the Supreme Court level. That is the record of India's rule of law compliance. Navika, you remember, you must have followed the attack on Indian Parliament by Pakistani terrorists. Once their identity was known, India requested Pakistan to take their bodies, their Pakistani nationals. That is our record. We are very proud of that. Let us see what is Pakistan's record today at the bar of international justice system. That is important.
In the sentence you just read out from the verdict given by the International Court of Justice that Pakistan should report back to the court on the assurance of not executing Kulbhushan Jadhav. Do you sense that even at the world stage there is a trust deficit as far as Pakistan keeping up its own side of the bargain is concerned?
I don't want to be judgmental today, Navika, because the matter is sub judice and pending before the August International Court of Justice. And as the Law Minister of India, I need to trust because we have approached them. But I again repeat, Pakistan today stands at the bar of International Court of Justice. And all the comments which are saying, we are not questioning their sovereignty. India is sovereign, so is Pakistan. But we had gone with a very clear roadmap, namely, Consular access is integral to a fair trial. And this obligation, Pakistan has voluntarily accepted and acceded to in the shape of VERA Convention. So has India. Therefore, if an Indian national is being denied consular access, which is integral to a fair trial, the trial in Pakistan is a farce, is a charade, very clearly. All these matters have been pleaded there with documentary evidence. And again, Pakistan cannot run away from its obligation because the order has been passed. Yes, order has been passed after hearing Pakistan. Yes, go ahead, kindly. Go ahead.
Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, what would you say to the naysayers in the Indian political system who were in hushed tones questioning India by making this entire fracas with Pakistan, taking it to an international forum? There were criticisms that were coming in from the left parties, from the Congress party, questioning your wisdom in taking this matter to an international forum. What would you say to them tonight?
My reply to them is very simple, Navika. They have been questioning us from day one. But the people of India trust us. And the people of India trust the leadership of Narendra Modi. That is our reply. Today, we have shown Pakistan on the international stage that India has a very, very effective case. India is a good case. And Navika, today we had gone in the capacity of a guardian of an Indian national. That is our capacity before the International Court. And that's the role we have played with great conviction. You recall what happened in Yemen, how we rescued Indian national trapped there by sending our Air India planes. Jalvike Singh was stationed there by the Prime Minister. You remember how we rescued Indians from Iraq, from Saudi Arabia and other places? Therefore, our record of taking care of India and Indian interest is always there.
Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, my last question to you. Kapil Sibal today has offered that if there is any requirement for senior lawyers as the case progresses further, because today is only an interim judgment that's come, the merits of the case still have to be debated. The same people in the UPA government who did not do anything about Sarabjit or taking the Sarabjit matter to the International Court of Justice, just as your government has shown the courage to do, are offering their services. Would you like to respond to them?
I should not. I am the Law Minister of India. I should not. It is entirely up to him in what capacity, pro bono or otherwise. It is entirely for Jadhav. But Navika, always remember, these are important matters to be decided in a collectivity of the Government of India, keeping the interest of Jadhav, his family, his rights in totality. They cannot be taken in off-the-cuff manner. And let me tell you, I don't think even visa has been given to the family members of Mr. Jadhav to enable the family members to travel to Pakistan.
No, Sarabjit's case. Sarabjit's case. Should the UPA have taken up the Sarabjit case?
Well, surely, why not? But if they did not take, it's not very relevant for me to take a different call, because they're already out of power. The people have taken a decision already.
Okay.
In the democratic polity of the country. But Navika, one thing I would say today, and this I must say by concluding remark. Navika, just one sentence, please. I would today urge all my political friends in the opposition, they have got the right to criticize Government of India. They have got the right to criticize even my leader. But at least for the sake of Jadhav, it is a great day for India in terms of its strategic strength. That's what we all need to talk about.
All right. On that note, I thank you very much, Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, for joining me here on the Newshour Direct this evening as India gets an unprecedented victory on the international stage from the International Court of Justice, and hope among 1 billion Indians still alive for Kulbhushan Jadhav and bringing him back to India. That is something that we'll debate. And joining me this evening, Dr. Sambit Patra, National Spokesperson of the BJP, RSN Singh, Defence Analyst, Sushil Pandit, co-founder of Roots in Kashmir, Maruf Raza, Consulting Editor of Times Now, Ujjwal Nikam, Special Public Prosecutor in the 2611 case from Mumbai, Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed and Air Marshal Abid Rao, both joining us from Pakistan, from Islamabad and Karachi. But my first declaration today is the 7 victories that India got. Victory number 1, Pakistan's contention over the court's jurisdiction was dismissed. Victory number 2, acts alleged by India fall into the purview of Article 36, and that's the victory that was completely given in by the International Court of Justice. Victory number 3, denial of consular access within the ambit of the Vienna Protocol. Victory number 4, Pakistan's bilateral agreement theory rejected. Victory number 5, India has the right to consular access to its national. And victory number 6, Pakistan must ensure Jadhav is not executed. And victory number 7, ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan will have to inform the court of all measures taken by it, because even the court doesn't just Pakistan. That's what's coming out of the International Court of Justice tonight. And Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed, my first question to you: will Pakistan see this as a complete snub as the International Court of Justice throws out every single legal and political rhetoric that was made by the Pakistani counsel Khawar Qureshi in the courts on 15th of May? Is Pakistan now exposed entirely in the world stage that it is a rogue state?
Ma'am, this very long question warrant 1 2-letter word: no.
No? On what count? On what count? Let me...
No. You are in fact counting your chickens before they are hatched. You are jumping ahead of the gun. This is the second hearing of the case. This is the preliminary stage. Jurisdiction stage is just to start. Then we will go into the merit stage. And the court has given a ruling, and you are celebrating...
You question the jurisdiction. You question the jurisdiction of the court itself, and that's been thrown out.
We still say the court does not have that jurisdiction.
The court has said that it has jurisdiction. The court says it.
We don't accept
it. The court has decided.
No, the court does not have jurisdiction.
Ujjwal Nikam.
Court cannot decide.
You know, Pakistan is still in denial.
The International Court of Justice is an advisory court, right? And the maximum is that it can go to the Security Council for implementation of its advice. And we
so you'll go running back to China. You want to go running back to China. You want to go running back to China. You don't have any international standing yourself.
It was without any grounds.
But when Kasab was apprehended on the night of 26 November, Pakistan has disowned Mr. Kasab also. But later on, when the Geo TV of the Pakistan has exposed the truth, that time only Pakistan had officially admitted, yes, he is my civilian. So this is Shaukat ji, kindly listen. We are hearing you also. You are an ex-serviceman. So I expect at least to have the patience hearing. Now I would like to tell you, Navika, this is a very historical order.
Your people?
Though my friend has
Why you are telling them wrong things?
My friend is saying that this is a preliminary order, but preliminary order, the jurisdiction point is not only decided in favor of the India, but the ICJ order is again the self-explanatory so far as the breach of Article 41, which gives the provisional reliefs. And not only the provisional relief, they have in fact stayed the execution of the death penalty. When ICJ has granted this biggest relief to India, it means prima facie the ICJ has been convinced thoroughly that whatever the India was agitating before the ICJ, there is not only substance, but there is a truth reality. And therefore, we have to look this case from two angles. Firstly, why we are asking for insisting consular access, this first thing, because the whole Pakistan case is based upon the so-called confession of Mr. Kulbhushan Jadhav. Now we are alleging Pakistan openly.
No, right, it's not only Kulbhushan Jadhav.
That you have extracted.
No, don't write a news literature debate.
By ill treatment, by torturing, and Pakistan law. Mr. Shaukat Ali, kindly see. Even the
and that confession was not even allowed. That confession was not even allowed in the courtroom. That was the biggest setback. That was the biggest setback.
No, Navika, let me very fairly concede. I must give justice to the other side also. That ICJ did not allow at that point of time to argue on the merits. And therefore, though
that was not a merit stage
to play mischief in
that
ICJ,
was not a merit stage.
And therefore, it was slapped by
that was not a merit stage.
Correct. Merit of the case was not debated.
That was not a merit stage.
But the important thing is that why Pakistan was denying the consular access for the simple reason because, according to the India, the confession has been extracted by ill treatment. And the whole truth would have come out because the Pakistan law and Indian law, so far as law and confession is concerned, they are the same. If confession has been obtained by fraud, misrepresentation, by ill treatment, by torturing, Pakistan law says such confession cannot be taken into consideration. And therefore, this is the real apprehension in the mind of Pakistan army officer. And therefore, they insisted, your Prime Minister of Pakistan has not uttered a single word because he knew very well. And therefore, he knew very well because the Supreme Court
the Prime Minister has not uttered a single word. But let me tell you what the Pakistani media is saying. It says ICJ judgment was leaked to India ahead of time. So they are already crying that the judgment was leaked. Indian lobby influenced the ruling. That's what Daily Pakistan says. Pakistan was completely unprepared for the case. Dawn says this. And in fact, the ICJ's decision does not change the status of the Jadhav case in any manner. That's what the Pakistan Attorney General says. Before I go across to Air Marshal Abid Rao, let me just tell you, viewers, we are putting on the screen the involved question, the question that we want you to answer, and we'll take that tally on the screen at different times during the news hour tonight. The question we are asking is, you can also put in your question. The question we are asking tonight, can Pakistan deny the farcical trial in the Jadhav case? Is there any room for any denial? Air Marshal Abid Rao, let me now ask you, there was a press release that's been put out by Pakistan, a 280-word press release. What does it say? As far as Pakistan is concerned, the court's decision today has not changed the status of Commander Jadhav's case in any manner. So you will still continue to carry on your justice in your kangaroo courts. In fact, the first question tonight is, you might as well acknowledge defeat because you are defeated nation today, and your utterly ludicrous press release has defeat written all over it because Pakistan's Attorney General has not said a single word about the Vienna Convention, which adherence by the ICJ has been pressed on Pakistan today. Nowhere in the Pakistan Attorney General's 280-word press release refer even once to the consular access that ICJ has called for Pakistan to provide to Kulbhushan Jadhav. Nowhere does Pakistan Attorney General in his 280-word press release say that the International Court of Justice rejected their country's argument that questioned the jurisdiction of the ICJ. On every single ground, Mr. Abid Rao, your contentions have been thrown out. What do you have to say to that? Are you in complete denial?
Okay. No, I am not in denial. First of all, let me admit that Kulbhushan Jadhav must get full justice. After all, there is a human life. And
finally, that's a big concession you are making.
No, it's not a concession. It is there are 60 Pakistani prisoners in Indian jails who have been denied access by the consular. They violated the visa stay and all that. So that is your history. This guy is a terrorist with enough. Why are you celebrating victory on step number 1? Let's wait for the time to come and look at the benefit for Pakistan. Look at our victory. We have gone and told the world that India and Pakistan, after similar agreement, have not been able to resolve anything on their own because of Indian arrogant and hegemonistic attitude. They don't want to solve anything.
You are clutching at
take
straws.
on any issue.
You are clutching at straws.
No, no. Now, our government has accepted your plea to go to ICJ, which they could have refused. But now we will take you dragging to the international courts for all your violations. You are the biggest human rights violator in the world. You are a terrorist country. Minorities don't have the right to exist in your country.
Yeah.
You are killing people in the name of
Navika, now let me come in.
And now...
No.
You wait for your turn, please. Wait for your turn. You have the cheeks to tell Pakistan a rogue state on small little issues. You want to abuse Pakistan. You want to abuse Pakistan army. That is what has made you sleepless. You rise above this. You are a big country. Your heart should be big. Your mind
You have been defeated tonight, sir. It is Pakistan. It is Pakistan's claims that have been rejected today. Pakistan claim number one, the first claim of Pakistan.
I don't mind even if Jadhav is forgiven, pardoned and sent back to Delhi. But
okay, that's a huge concession. Today, let me tell you, Air Marshal Abid Rao, the first claim of Pakistan was that this was a bilateral agreement that's been completely trumped. The Vienna Convention is something that's supremacy. That is what the ICJ has decided today.
Listen to me, Navika. It was our greatness. We declared that he is with us. You have not even declared Colonel
oh my God, greatness! RSN Singh! Colonel RSN Singh, it's the greatness of Pakistan that after 22 days, they actually admitted to India that they had caught an Indian national from Iran. They have no documentary evidence to prove where he was arrested from, and it took them 22 days and not a single consular access after 16 requests. And they're saying,
kidnapped from Iran.
And they're saying that we have to be thankful to them.
Air Marshal sir,
that in Bollywood,
Air Marshal sir, you are unusually aggressive today. I don't know for whatever reason. Listen, look, I'm not concerned.
They've been defeated.
Why didn't you allow me?
No.
There are 60 Pakistanis in your jail.
I don't know what is going. Air Marshal sir, just listen to me. I heard you so patiently. I don't know what is going to be the final outcome. But India has scored a major victory in the sense that your strategic plan was to kidnap an Indian and then, try him for, on charges of espionage.
We could have kidnapped Ajit Doval.
And feed the world the idea that you are not the perpetrators of proxy war and terrorism against India. It is India which is doing it. The same thing you tried in some Samjhauta Express.
Absolutely.
Now what you would have done, what you would have done is, or you are planning to do is, to go through this in a charade of, this judicial process in your military courts, and you have carried out his execution by now if he had not approached this thing, and then leave behind an enduring image for all times to come for the international community and the domestic constituency that it is India. It is India which is perpetrating terror on you.
Absolutely.
Now, in that sense, by going to the International Court of Justice, we have defeated your strategic plans. I don't know what is going to be the outcome. Your plans have been defeated, and it will be wise for you to hand over Kulbhushan Jadhav to us, because you have not achieved your purpose. And Air Marshal sir, let me also tell you that if you persist with the execution of this man, remember, the ripples will be far greater than they were when you hanged Z.A. Bhutto.
Please don't threaten us.
The ripples will be far greater. Yes, the ripples will be far greater. No, it's not a threat.
Well, viewers are sending in their questions.
It will have international consequences. It will have domestic consequences. I know it. and Air Marshal, sir.
That's right. You're talking about Air Marshal Abid Rao. You are talking about you making India's nefarious, what you call nefarious terror activities, visible to the world. It is we who have exposed you on the world stage about what a kangaroo court and what a banana republic you run in your backyard.
Navika.
Absolutely. Viewers are sending in their questions, and I have a direct question coming in on Involve. Our viewers sending in questions. Vinay Srivastav asks a question of Maruf Raza. Maruf, the question coming in from one of the viewers to you directly is, how do we ensure the safety of Kulbhushan Jadhav? We've been able to get a stay as of now from the International Court of Justice. How do we now ensure the safety of Kulbhushan Jadhav?
Well, it's a very good question, Navika, and the first thing I think we need to do is we don't need to let the tempo off and stop being euphoric and excited that we've got this great victory. But more importantly now, move everything that we can possibly, both at the diplomatic level and at the international legal level, to give Pakistan access to our consular so that they can at least go and meet him and firstly give reassurance to India that Kulbhushan Jadhav is alive. There are fears somewhere at intelligence levels that he may not be alive. So one is to ascertain that. Secondly, and as the International Court of Justice has said, that Pakistan needs to come back with a comprehensive report to the International Court of Justice that how they intend to deal with the case of Commander Kulbhushan Jadhav hereafter. I think if those two steps are immediately taken and ensured in its entirety, I think that if Kulbhushan Jadhav is still alive, and God willing he is, then that will assure him his life. But please also remember that, as has been brought out by some legal experts earlier in the day, that such legalities, even post a judgment at the International Court of Justice, could take years to fructify and finally be settled. So the matter is not settled. The toing and froing will take quite some time. But I just wish to bring out three other quick points. Point one, I think we as Indians today feel very reassured that the government of India has gone to such great lengths to protect the life of one individual, even if it meant abandoning the obsession to keep all matters with Pakistan as bilateral. We have now shown to Pakistan that on a case-by-case basis, we will raise the anti-bilateralism or no bilateralism. And now when Pakistanis argue that why is it that India all along was talking of bilateralism and in this case did not adopt that modus operandi, they must be reminded that it was their legal luminaries who at the International Court of Justice argued that this matter be kept bilateral. So it is not just that we were arguing for bilateralism, but they were arguing that was one of their defenses at the International Court of Justice. And the final point is...
Absolutely.
And the final point, Navika, and it's a very important point I wish to make. It's a very important point, Navika, please. The thing is, it's often said by Pakistanis, as was said in this debate also, that minorities in India don't have a say. I think they've got the wrong end of the stick. I am a living example of the fact that I am completely happy and thriving in this country. And in India, we've had presidents from minority, we've had cricket captains, we've had foreign secretaries, we've had home secretaries, we have service officers, chiefs, we have had civil servants at the highest rank, we've had governors. Tell me how many in Pakistan from any of the marginalized communities other than Punjabi Muslimans have even made it to the position of a vice president of that country, forget the president.
Well, that's a very well put question. Also joining us at this moment, Tariq Pirzada. Tariq Pirzada, the question to you is, you have been defeated, completely exposed on the international stage.
And three what nonsense are you talking? What nonsense are you talking? You know nothing.
Mr. Pirzada, can you hear me now? Mr. Pirzada, the question to you is, have you been exposed on the world stage tonight?
Me, I can hear you. You can, she's asking you.
No, but they've not passed me through.
After you've had a little chat between yourselves, can I come across to Mr. Pirzada? Mr. Pirzada, have you been exposed completely on the world stage tonight? Tonight, the world is looking at your track record of providing fair justice.
Maroof Saab, please refresh your knowledge.
Before you do that, let Mr. Pirzada come in.
Is becoming prime ministers and presidents in Pakistan.
Bataiye, sir,
You're
bataiye.
talking nonsense. You are bluffing your people as usual. You're telling them wrong things.
No, tell me, give me a few names.
Which is nothing.
Give me a few names, barring aside Zafrullah Khan Baluch, barring aside Zafrullah Khan Baluch, and possibly one or other case. Abhi recent memory में एक नाम तो दीजिए मुझे.
जमाली साहब बलोच था.
सर जुनेजो तो जियाउल हक का जुनेजो तो जियाउल हक का स्टूज था. He was Ziaul Haq's stooge. You had a military dictator and you had a prime minister. Which country has a military dictator and a prime minister?
बंदा नहीं बना है वज़ीर आज़म. क्या नॉनसेंस कर रहे हैं आप बातें? लोगों को क्यों बेवकूफ बनाते हैं?
सर देखिए ऐसा है, आप लोग टूटे हुए रिकॉर्ड की तरह वही लाइन दोहराते जाएंगे. Come up with something new, damn it. You only repeating the same old charade. You have no substance in what you say. अरे साहब, मैं अगर आपको अभी जिन्ना साहब की असलियत बता दूं, आपकी जिन्ना साहब की असलियत बता दूं तो आप लोग शर्मिंदा हो जाएंगे. Let's not get into that and please don't bring Mahatma Gandhi into it.
बेनजीर भुट्टो को किसने मारा था? बेनजीर भुट्टो को किसने मारा था? आप अपनी असलियत बताएं. आप सवाल बाद में पूछें. Let me ask a simple question tonight and let me get in Dr. Sambit Patra. Dr. Sambit Patra, tonight, is it a global snub to Pakistan because its utter refusal to give Jadhav consular access as per the provisions of the Vienna Conventions? It's now an international story that completely isolates Pakistan on the world stage. India has demonstrated what a rogue country Pakistan is on the international forum.
Wrong. Yourself, you are wrong.
You are absolutely right, Navika, and Pakistan has been exposed as never before. As you rightly pointed out, there are 7 victories in this singular victory. Though it is, yes, I would agree, this is just a preliminary step. This is the first essential step in the right direction. But there are very strong messages coming out of this judgment. First, remember, this is a unanimous judgment by 11 judges. There is no division. So across the panel, all the judges felt that Pakistan was wrong and India was right. Now there were 3 issues on which we had contested. The issue number 1 was of urgency. Whether this is a grave situation, whether this is an urgent situation. To this, Pakistan in fact had come ahead and said and assured that, well, yes, don't worry, we would not execute Mr. Jadhav and we would give him clemency. He still has 150 days. To this, the court says, no, we have not got any assurance from Pakistan. So in fact, the measures of not hanging Mr. Kulbhushan Jadhav has to be indicated, has to be brought to the fore. First and foremost, the court also does not have faith in the Pakistani dispensation. They get no assurance from a rogue state like Pakistan. Secondly, it is an issue of jurisdiction. Pakistan came ahead and said that this international court has no jurisdiction over this issue. It brought out from its baggage one 2008 bilateral treaty.
Right, Patra,
the international court said no, nothing doing.
Longer.
This 2008 does not hold good, and we have the jurisdiction. Sir, please, we have the jurisdiction in this matter. The third important issue in this
every single argument, Sambit Patra, every single argument was thrown out. Every single Pakistani argument on urgency, on jurisdiction, on not giving an assurance on consular access, on not giving an assurance on the execution. Everything was thrown out, Sambit Patra.
Yes. Navika, in fact, Pakistan's ego was thrown out of the window. But the bigger issue is Pakistan kept on saying that why should we give consular access to Mr. Jadhav? He's a spy, he's a terrorist, he's involved in cases of espionage. So we should not be giving him consular access. To this, the court says, where is the proof? Who says he's a spy? Who says he's a terrorist? He is the one who is eligible for consular access, and that's the reason as to why you have violated the Article 36 of the Consular Access Treaty of 1963.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Mr. Pirzada. the fact of the matter is none of Pakistan's arguments were entertained by the International Court of Justice. Your desperation to execute an Indian national on the pretext of terrorism has now been exposed to the world. The fact that on 29th of March, between the two hearings on February 12, 2017 and on April 10, 2017, when the verdict on Kulbhushan Jadhav actually came, you went and approached the United Nations that you wanted to take away the entire issue of national security and not comply with international norms on Kulbhushan Jadhav. The fact of the matter is your premeditated murder plan has been exposed on the world stage and you stand completely humiliated, Mr. Peerzada.
All right. Here is the answer, and have some patience and decency to let me finish. Number one, if you have any memory,
it's a tall order.
Your panelists,
Pakistan is questioning the decency of Indians. Pakistan is questioning the decency of Indians.
Don't be rude.
I'm not being rude. You started by being rude. You started by being rude, but that comes naturally to you. You started by being rude and asking decency. But that is the Pakistani style. Yes, we are not rude. We give you, but don't you tell us, don't you give us lessons on decency. You need to learn lessons on decency, Mr. Peerzada.
I won't let you down. That's a plain.
Oh, you're very good at that.
You're doing.
You're very good at that.
That's not journalism. That's garbage. That's trash.
Don't teach me my journalism, sir. Least of all, I do not need a lesson in journalism, and least of all from somebody like you and from somebody in Pakistan who doesn't know decency, propriety. What will you teach me journalism?
I don't care if you're a woman or man. No, that is a trash.
दादाजी तबीयत खराब हो जाएगा. शांत. अरे कोई है स्टूडियो में चाय पिलाओ जल्दी से, पानी पिलाओ. अरे शांत हो जाइए, हार भी गए फिर आप दोहरा मार पड़ जाएगा.
Let me finish.
ना अरे शांत. अरे हार क्या, ऐसे नहीं होता. अरे हार क्या है, अभी ऐसे मत होइए. अरे कोई है स्टूडियो में, पानी जल्दी पानी दो पीरजादा जी को. बेहोश हो जाएंगे अभी. शांत. बेहोश मत होइए. अरे आराम से पहले बैठिए. अरे बैठिए तो पहले, ऐसे मत होइए भैया. ये जुबानी मिसाइल बम मत छोड़िए, ये न्यूक्लियर बम मत छोड़िए मुंह से.
You're not an anchor. Shut up.
Little man.
Shut up. You're
पूरा मुंह के बल गिरे हुए हैं. Fallen on your face in the International Court of Justice and seeing us as little man. What? Shut up, man. The International Court of Justice has shut you up.
Like a dog.
The International Court of Justice has shut you up, sir. You will fall ill. Don't take it in your heart. Don't take it in your heart.
Mr. Peerzada, 1 minute, very humbly. Mr. Peerzada, let me humbly request you, Mr. Peerzada, kindly maintain some decorum. I know you've lost.
Little man, talk to me.
You have lost in the International Court of Justice tonight. We understand you are extremely agitated.
We don't care about
you are extremely agitated, but let's maintain some decorum. I know it doesn't come naturally to any Pakistani.
Look, that dog, whose name is Kulbhushan, we are going to hang him. Well, you said we are
dog. He's an Indian. Don't you dare! Don't you dare call an Indian citizen a dog. In which case, the entire population of Pakistan will be called names by us Indians here. So let's maintain decorum, Mr. Peerzada. If you want me to allow you to complete your sentence, please maintain decorum. You dare not call Kulbhushan Jadhav a dog. He is an Indian citizen for whom we are fighting, an Indian citizen for whom the government of India is fighting, an Indian citizen who will show Pakistanis just what liars they are and how barbaric a country yours is.
And throw his head across the border.
Please remove him from the panel, Navika. He does not deserve to be in the panel.
Shut up.
He is not a
that is the language that you can expect. Viewers, I'm extremely sorry, but that's the only language you can expect from Pakistan on a good day. But today is not been a good day for them, and today they are really decided to behave badly. I have no option but to turn down the volume of Mr. Peerzada because he has no right to call any Indian names, least of all Kulbhushan Jadhav, who's an Indian who we are fighting for tonight. Let me go across to Colonel RSN Singh, and sorry, let me get in Sushil Pandit, who hasn't spoken yet. Before I go across to Colonel RSN Singh, Sushil Pandit. Completely desperate Pakistan, calling names, talking about slitting throats and throwing heads. That's the only way the Pakistani know how to behave.
Exactly. Exactly, Navika, and he has just revealed himself and the nation, the kind of society, the kind of upbringing he represents. He may speak English with an accent, he may wear a suit and tie, but just scratch the skin a little and you know, beneath the surface lies an ogre, and he is not the one to even utter the word dog. My Labrador looks better than him, but forget that. Dogs are a lot more respectable species, so we must keep them aside. As far as cases, laws and such decisions by forums like ICJ goes, it is a matter of celebration for those societies who are governed by a rule of law, who live constitutionally by a certain modicum of order and system, not by the countries who abrogate their constitution at the drop of the hat. Pakistan lives by a doctrine. That doctrine is called doctrine of necessity. Even Pakistani Supreme Courts have accepted this doctrine of necessity, under which coups are staged, elected governments are dismissed, and prime ministers are hanged. That is the kind of country you are dealing with. They don't understand law and constitutionalism. They don't understand adjudication of matters in a civilized manner in places like International Court of Justice, and therefore you can understand their frustration, and more so the kind of language Mr. Pirzada just spoke. He should be held in contempt. He should actually be paying for such intemperate language and has no place in a civilized debate like this. Kindly never ever call him unless you want to reveal the kind of caricature he makes of his own country and society. And only for that, and just for that, he must sometimes come as a specimen, but otherwise never to intervene and make a serious point in a debate like this.
The only reason we got him, Sushil Pandit, tonight was probably we thought that after the rap, after the huge snub, after the humiliation given to Pakistan in the International Court of Justice, he would probably have knocked some sense into his head, like several other Pakistanis who are now raising questions of whether Pakistan was unprepared. And these are not reports coming from us. These are reports coming in from the Pakistani media.
I agree with you, but gentlemen like Abid Rao put across their point of view in far more civilized manner. Today he was gracious. He was even contemplating releasing Kulbhushan Jadhav. The point is, there is a certain modicum of civility. There is a certain rationale in a discourse. You can't be frothing in the mouth like Mr. Pirzada, throwing invective and abuse. Look at his body language. The man is an ogre. He seems to have been just released from a zoo. In fact, Pakistan is a zoo run by monkeys the way it has behaved in the last 70 years. They don't have a rule of law. They kill their leaders in broad daylight and get away with it. They stage coups.
Because India has been isolated by Pakistan.
They jail their Supreme Court judges unless those judges take an allegiance of oath in favor of a martial law dictator. That is the kind of society and that is the kind of system they are used to.
Calm down. Since we cannot expect...
That is the kind of system they are used to.
Mr. Pirzada, calm down. Calm down.
You're trying to sound serious right now? Are you trying to sound serious
They didn't even have a decent lawyer. They didn't even have a decent lawyer in Pakistan. They had to import one from Britain.
We are having a civilized debate here. Mr. Pirzada, we are having a civilized debate. If behaving civilly is alien to you, you may please get up and go. You may please get up and go if you cannot behave in a civilized manner, Mr. Pirzada.
Ask your coordinator to ask me to leave. Ask your coordinator, you have no authority.
I have the authority. This is my show. I'm the anchor. I moderate the show, and I will decide how much you will
Pirzada
speak.
has lost it.
Off the air.
Pirzada has
But
lost
you are
it.
speaking. You are not making any sense. You are only frothing in the mouth, Mr. Pirzada.
You are
Mr.
not
Pirzada.
making any sense. What can you speak English?
Mr. Pirzada, I'll try one last time. I'll ask you a question. I'll ask you a question, and let's see if you can answer that in a civilized manner.
Say the last.
Yes, ma'am.
Give me 1 minute.
My question to you is, Pakistan will now be forced to crawl at the instructions of the International Court of Justice, which has not only emphasized its jurisdiction in this matter, but has also provided provisional instructions that Pakistan will have to follow. You will have to inform the International Court of Justice that you give them an assurance that not only will you stay the execution of Kulbhushan Jadhav, and you will also provide consular access. On these two counts, do you think Pakistan has been shown its place?
We will. May I say now? May I speak now?
Yes, please.
Yes, ma'am. Here, madam, here is the answer. As far as consular access is concerned, you can forget it. That will never happen because the court never had the jurisdiction. Number two, as far as the other side of the story is concerned, this staying of the execution, well, the execution was not going to happen for another 150 days. So the court was stupid, and again, they never had the jurisdiction to pass.
Court was stupid. Court was stupid. Is that the language that you expect? Air Marshal Abid Rao, you also come from Pakistan. Do you approve of language used by Mr. Pirzada that the court was stupid? Is this the language people use in Pakistan?
Navika, may I ask a simple question of him?
1 minute.
Navika, just a simple question.
1 minute. No, I'm running out of time.
Abid Rao, it is very unfortunate that you and your panelists spend more time in abusing Pakistan than talking about substance. We have deviated. You have spent more time in calling Pakistan a rogue state and this state. We have hanged only Mr. Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. You have shot Mahatma Gandhi.
Your fellow panelists from Pakistan.
Rajiv Gandhi. So, you see, that is not a balance to be matched and be proud of. We have done some crimes. You have done some crimes. So, does that make you a better country? No. There have been these unpleasant incidents. The issue is, will India and Pakistan sit down and resolve these issues like two good neighbors?
Okay.
If Mr. Modi is taking
Is there any room for India and Pakistan to sit down and wrap up issues? Maruf Raza.
The phrase good neighbor doesn't lie in your mouth.
Maruf Raza, I have exactly 30 seconds to give you. I have exactly 30 seconds. Yes, Maruf. Maruf, closing point. Does India and Pakistan have any room to sit together and chalk it out anymore now?
Navika,
and his party were not doing that.
Navika, my short answer is no, and this is based on not just my opinion, but the opinion of a number of eminences who have written in great detail about India-Pakistan relations, whether it is Stephen Cohen, Christine Fair, or even Pakistani authors who have written about it. The fact of the matter is that Pakistan's military deep state has no interest in good relations with India. They will lose their relevance within Pakistan the day India and Pakistan ties are honky-dory.
Okay. That's right, Maruf. On that note, completely at a loss for any sense of logic at this point is the Pakistani side. Mr. Pirzada, who has called the International Court of Justice a stupid court tonight on national television, clearly shows how rattled Pakistan is today by the verdict from the International Court of Justice. And if this is the beginning of the case, how Pakistan will need to pay as the next stage of the hearing on the merits of the case really comes. Will Pakistan have to come out of its denial mode? Will Pakistan have to hand back Kulbhushan Jadhav if it wants itself to save the blushes on the international stage? Thank you very much to all my panelists for joining me here.